Driving across the country, there was a freeway closure really late at night. The detour redirected us to a bunch of cornfields with a tiny road and these sharp turns. It was pitch black. There were no other cars and no buildings around. We followed the GPS and were on a road when something, I don't know how to explain it, crossed the road quickly. It looked beige, with really long, slender legs, was on all fours, and had a small head like a female doe, minus the ears. It moved so quickly and had its head dipped down. It was so off-putting we didn't say a word for about 30 seconds. There was a weird shift in the air. To this day I can't even begin to tell you what it was, and I've never seen anything like it since.
Yay, about 15 years back, I was 15, living in I always went to the church to play basketball at about 6-7 p.m. in the winter. It was near a major road, but off towards the back. Kinda how you see deer on the side of major roads, in the bushy areas. Long story short, I am cutting through the back way with my friend, and we see a giant centipede-like creature run from one bushy area across to another. It had to be at least 4 foot tall. We stopped, froze, and went home. I never saw or heard of anything like it again. Very creepy bug-like animal.
Small little gremlin-like creature about 20ft in front of me at 10:30-ish at night. Though I couldn't make out any features, it was like a black blob void of energy or something. So yeah, for example, I just couldn't make out any fur or details in the face, even though I had adequate sex to stare down as best as I could. The only thing I could make out very well, though, is long nails, talon-like, where its feet should be. And I believe its head area was kind of like a football shape, but I'll totally admit that's more fuzzy in my memory compared to the claw's nails. And it was only about 2.5 tall. That was very obvious too. It never walked towards me as in approaching and closing the distance, only side to side pretty slowly. I couldn't see eyes OFC, but Agate was prob looking at me, and it made no noise at all other than the stepping of leaves crunching. This was back in late 2021. This whole sequence lasted about 15-20 secs that I was staring this thing down before I turned around to haul my butt back home, Lowell.
When I was 12-ish, I saw a green glowing orb float past my window probably around 1 or 2 in the morning. I used to stay up late and read. My bedroom window had no way of somehow reflecting light from the road, and another building made it so it wasn't anything in the sky. I was frozen in fear for a while, but it was about 15 feet or so up. I ended up sleeping on the coach. My mom is open to unexplained mysteries and could tell it worried me. She said it was ball lightning just to put my mind at ease. But this was in Hawaii, and all the research I've done rules out that possibility. I'm 32 now, but I'm still not sure what it was.
I once found tiny footprints in the sand while the tide was coming in to erase them. Camping out in western Alaska on a beach, I woke up earlier than everyone else, walked down to the shore, and there were footprints like someone wearing slippers with no tread. The tracks were close, like less than 12 apart. The stride. The tide was moving in, washing them away, but they looked like a human footprint, in a slipper but the size of a pack of cigarettes. The tide washed them away, but a few others in my group were able to see them also before being washed out.
This took place in Trinidad and Tobago in either 1997 or 1998. Couldn't remember exactly because I was really young at the time, maybe 7 or 8, depending on the year. My family and I were on vacation in the south region of the island, and from the front porch of the house we were staying in, I saw what appeared to be a bird high in the sky with a long tail and a diamond-shaped tip at the end like those old depictions of pterosaurs. Maybe I was imagining it, or maybe it is something I dreamed, or maybe I added that into my memory. But all I know is that I have that memory of something strange flying in the sky. Strange thing is, I remembered at the time, thinking what the hell is a pterosaur doing flying in the sky? Because as a kid I was always aware of animals, and dinosaurs was a fave passion of mine, so I knew the animal kingdom pretty well at that age. Anyway, that's my one and only story.